is being recorded. So we're going to talk about editing your website today. It is being recorded. You will get a copy of this recording. And I'll send it to you as soon as it's ready. So I rely on my technology to render that video, and as soon as it's ready, you get a copy. All of our webinars are posted on our Facebook channel and our YouTube channel, so you are able to go in and watch them. If you want to jump in before you get the recording, you can always go find past sessions that I've done on this. So as you're looking at your website, I do want to just quick go through a few things. The first being, you all have a website that has been created for you and that you have access to. You can get to that website. I'm just going to quick share my screen by going to your IQ office. And if you click on your name in the upper right-hand corner, so up here, you now have a section that is called My Website. So website right here. And if you click on that, it will open up your website. Now, once you're on your website, you're going to scroll to the very bottom of the page. There's a section called IQ Web Login, and you're going to log in there with your username and password. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to click username and password, and you're going to enter that information. I'm going to go back and forth between screens during this webinar today, just so you can have a really clear look at what those screenshots look like. I know that my screen is a little blurry. I'm working with Zoho to get that resolved, but I want to make sure y'all can see it in real life, and then I'll show the screenshots as well. So I'm on my website here. I'm going to zoom back in to about 150%. As I scroll to the very bottom of this website, there's a section that says IQ Web Login. This is where you put in your username and password. And when you do that, you edit mode, because this black bar at the top of the screen appears. So you get this black bar at the top of the screen, and you know that you're able to customize and start editing your screen. The first place you want to begin is underneath this Designs tab at the top of the screen. And when you click on this Designs tab here at the top of the screen, this is where you're going to be able to go in and choose your design. Now, how many of you are currently using your IQ website as your main website? This is a participation webinar, so you do have to participate to get information. Awesome. So some of you are, some of you aren't. Awesome. So for those of you that are, just bear with me for a quick minute. For those of you that aren't, or you're brand new, like Debbie, welcome Debbie to the industry. You will never regret this. It's an exciting industry to be in. You're going to choose a template. So you can, at the bottom of the screen here, you're going to scroll through and you can choose different designs. Now, when you choose a design, on the left-hand side, it's going to show you a basic overview of that template. Don't fret when you see that these three circles have the same image and I don't like the images in there. All the images are editable, so you can change what those photos are. And you can just go through, take some time, and decide which template you like. So you're going to choose your template. On this right-hand side, you're going to see a bulleted list of all of the features for that template. So you can see this one has 6 scrolling header images, or an option for a video on the home page. The agent image and agent information are displayed in the header. There's 4 panels with customizable images. There's a YouTube video section and a customizable disclaimer in the footer. I can then choose a color scheme. So if I would like my buttons to be burgundy, I can choose that option and click Use This Design. When I do that, this template automatically changes to that layout. So I can see that. Yeah, so, and Mark, you asked a really good question. So Mark asked the question, and that's actually where I was going next, is once you select a design and you start to make edits in the content, what happens if you go back and you choose a different design? So if I chose this design and then I say, look, I don't like this design, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to choose design 20. What will happen is this. All of the content that matches, so any of the bullet points that match, that information will pull over to your new design. Any of the content that doesn't match goes away. So before you start to really edit the content in the design, make sure that you like the design that you're choosing. Does that answer your question, Mark? Cool. As you're starting, this is the section that you should spend the most time in. When I say the most time, please don't spend hours choosing your design. You are real estate agents. You need to be out in the world really working hard to grow your business. A good rule of thumb is if you are working on your IQ Web to get your website up and running, you should be spending no more than 1 hour a day for up to 2 weeks to get it done. Maximum time is 14 hours. And then if you go in and you're doing a few touch-up things here and there, and you're doing maybe an hour a week after the first 2 weeks. Please don't lose sight of the fact that you need to still be talking to your clients. Cool. So we've gone in, we've chosen our design, we've chosen our design buttons, and then we're going to click Save. And we get this edit bar at the top again. Now, when you do that, the next step is to go in and click on Edit the Page in the upper right-hand corner. This gives you the opportunity to edit the page and the information on the screen. So in real life, in real time, I'm going to click on this Edit Page white button in the upper right-hand corner. And then I can see a gray pencil over everything that I can edit. Here's a gray pencil. Here's a gray pencil. And I'm going to click at the top, and we're going to just edit this first header option. So I can see here, and I know this is blurry, and I wish I could make it clear for you. Know that I'm fighting for that. I have the option at the top to do a slideshow, a video, or a YouTube video. So if I want to do a YouTube video, I would just copy and paste that YouTube video here, and then I choose if I want the video muted or not. I can choose from a stock video if I choose video here, and I can choose from images. For the images and the stock video, to change the content, you're going to click on the change blue button in the lower right-hand corner. Welcome, Annette. No worry to be late. No worries on being late. And then you're going to go and you're going to say, I want to choose from realistic images. So here I can go in. There are a ton of stock images for y'all. So you can search by area. So I'm in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I can say I would like to choose this image of the town, and I want it to insert. And I can continue down the line, selecting each tab at the top to change those photos. I also could choose a stock video. So there's several stock videos in here. Babies walking, happy couple walking through a house, a happy puppy. a leaf flat fight, and I can change the brightness or the darkness of that video for my website. On the right-hand side of this form, I have the option to change some of the things that are displayed. So do you want to show the main search bar? What do you want the headline to be? Do you want a property subtype? Do you want to put in a listing minimum price? And do you want to show additional search fields? And how do you want them to show? Once you've made all your changes, you click OK, and it will show that on your main dashboard. Now, anytime this green save button shows in the upper right-hand corner, you need to push it. There is nothing more frustrating than getting pulled away from a project and not clicking that green save button. How's everybody doing? I know that's a lot of information. We're about 15 minutes in. I want to make sure you don't have any questions so far about editing information. How do you get in? How do you change that header image? Elaine, that's a great question, and I'm going to come to that now. So the next thing we're going to do is let's talk about Elaine's question. And so she said, if you change the photos on the website after establishing the content behind the photo, does that affect the content? So what Elaine is asking, and Elaine, if I don't rephrase this right, please let me know, is if I go in and I change one of these 4 photos or all of these photos, and I change where this Let's Get Moving links go, and then I choose to change this photo, does that change where this link goes? Or does the link stay the same even if I change the photo? And the answer is it can do either. So if I open up that edit screen, I can see my first panel. The title is Finding a Home. The description is Discover How the Dream of a Home Can Become a Reality. The button says Let's Get Started, and the link to that right now is set to go to my portal. Now I can go in and I can change that link, and I can say, hey, I want this to go to the page that is single family homes. And now that link stays the same. If I click OK, this link is the same. I go back in and I say, ugh, I don't want that photo there. I can change just the photo. So I can say, hey, I want to change just the photo. I can use stock photos, or I can upload a new image. Elaine, does that answer your question? So if you don't want to change where that link goes and you only want to change the photo, you can do that. If you don't want to change the photo and you want to change where that link goes, you can change either or both. If you want to upload your own photo, so let's say for this suggested image, I'm going to change this to learn more about me. In that title, in the description, I'm going to say who you work with matters. Learn more. And I'm going to have this link. I'm going to click on this select IQ link right here. And I'm going to change it. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to my profile. Now this is linked to my profile. But if I would like to change this photo so it's a photo of me, it says that I'm sharing my screen. Let me stop. Thanks for letting me know here, guys. Let's go back. Can you see it now? Perfect. So let me walk through that again so y'all can see it. It showed me on my screen that you were seeing it. So If I want to change these 4 panels, so this is what we just talked about, where it says finding a home. So I can click edit here, and I can change just the photo, I can change just the link, or I can change both. If I change the link and click OK, and then I go back and I decide I want to then change the photo, changing the photo does not change the link. If I want to change the panel too and say that this is about me, so I'm going to say, let's say, learn more about me, and it's going to be, it's great to meet you. And we're going to say, learn more. And then I'm going to change that link. So I click on the blue change this link button, and I go into my pages, and I can choose my profile. Now this is going to link to my profile. And if I want to change this image to be a photo of me, I can upload an image here. So there's a green upload image in the right-hand corner. And I can go in and I can say, okay, I need to go to my pictures. And let's say I'm actually going to go into my pictures of me. Here we go. And I'm going to do this photo. It's going to process and upload that photo. And then I have it as an option here. Once I click OK, it will automatically insert that photo here. And I click Save. So I can upload my own photos. I can use stock photos. And I can click Learn More, and it takes me through. So as you're changing photos, it doesn't change links. As you're changing links, they don't necessarily change the photo. You can do both. You can do either. The next part that I would like to touch on is adding custom pages. So you can add a custom page by clicking on the Pages button in the upper left-hand corner. And when you do that, you can add a new page. And I'm going to quick share the material with you so you can all see what that looks like. So we click on the pages in the IQ Web Editor. You can add a new page, and you're going to edit that page very similarly to how you edit your main page. So we're back in my screen share. Can you all see my screen share again? You're not stuck on slide 5? Cool. We're going to click the New Page button. And now you can see there's several templates. You can choose from a standard page template. A standard page template means you go in, you upload the information, you edit the page, and that page doesn't change unless you go in and change it. As you scroll down, there's also a section called Dynamic Page Templates. And under a dynamic page template, you can, especially for these first 3, listings, areas 1 and areas 2, the information that's pulling from the MLS will automatically update from the MLS for you. I'm going to show you how to do one of these dynamic pages, because if you can edit a dynamic page, you can also easily edit a static page. So we're going to choose areas template. Actually, we're going to do listings template 1, and we're going to click next. When we do that, the first thing we're going to do is give the page a name, and we're going to call this New Homes This Week. What's new now? So you give your page a name, you give your page a title, and then you give your page a description. A description should be keyword rich, especially for long string keywords. What that means is you should be including terms in your description that people would include in their Google search bar. if this is a page that you're building on new listings for this week, your description should say something like, are you excited to see what's new in the Coeur d'Alene market this week? Here are the new listings fed directly from MLS, currently on the market and ready for you to call home, or something like that. The keyword search in there would be new listings to Coeur d'Alene market this week. Direct feed from MLS. Updated live. Listings updated live. That's what you're putting in the description. If you want to use meta tags, how many people know what meta tags are? It is okay at the end. I'll be confused with that. So how many of you remember the card catalog at the library that was actually like a box of index cards? Not like the electronic card catalog, like the box of index cards card catalog. Do y'all remember that? Cool. So in that card catalog, there were tags that would tell you on that card what the book was about. Was it nonfiction? Was it a biography? Was it an autobiography? And those tags are similar to meta tags. A meta tag gives the internet a quick way to categorize your page, usually in a 1 to 3 word blurb. It is a tag used to index your page correctly. A description is like the short synopsis on that card. So you have the tags, and then you have meta tags that index. Does that make sense to everybody? Cool. You do not have to add those at this time. You can come back and add those at any time. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Underneath registration, you have the option to make people register for your page. And that's an option. Yes, I can, Suzanne. So a meta tag would be real estate for sale in your area, new listings in XYZ MLS. They're going to be really short answers in like a bulleted list form, where a description is going to be keyword rich and paragraph form. It's going to read like a paragraph. You might have your brokerage's name in there. So if you're with XYZ best real estate company ever, it might say new listings for XYZ real estate company. And then we're going to click OK. So after we've added all the information we want on this page, we're going to click OK. That is going to create the page. So it automatically opens that page. I'm going to put the link to this page in the box in case y'all want to see what it looks like. And again, I get that white edit button in the upper right-hand corner. And I can go in and I can edit anything that has a pencil. So I can edit the header image. I can edit the text. I can add a YouTube link. If I do not want text and I want this to only be an image that goes right to listings, just delete all this text and click OK. Don't put in any of the optionals. And then you can click on this edit button and it's going to give you the options for the listings. Do you want to show only your property? Do you want to show only the company property? Do you want to show a certain property type? Would you like to add a location? If you type in, it will pull up the locations available. How many beds, how many baths, all of that. Then you click OK. And it's going to insert all of the information. here, and I'm actually going to show you this on a live site. So that you can actually see live listings instead of demo page listings. Okay, so we have generated that page. Again, I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit the page, I'm going to add records. I'm going to say that this is in the community name of Kellogg. I want to show all properties and click OK. Once I do that, they're going to populate. Technology worked all the time, right? That's what we said at the beginning of the webinar. That if technology worked all the time, we wouldn't have a job. They'll populate here. You're able to see them. Now, this is a dynamic page because of this. I do not have to go in and update all of those listings. Those listings are automatically uploading to this page, and as the MLS updates, those listings are automatically updating. Does that make sense to everyone? So some examples of pages you might make. You might make pages based on certain locations. You might make pages based on certain price ranges. You might make pages with certain days to the market or prices reduced. You might make a page that is all the vendors that you recommend. You might make a page that is about the updates to your home that you want that are add the most value for clients. You can create all those pages and link them onto your website. Once you create the page, if you want it to be attached to a menu, you're going to go to the menus edit bar at the top of the screen. You can edit that global menu, and you would add a custom page to that menu. You can add it as a top menu, or you could add it as a sub-menu item. Once you do that, I'm going to refresh my screen so we can all see it. Underneath for sale, there's that new to the market item. So what happens if you want to go in and edit the description or the meta tags? Can you do that? Yes. The answer to that is yes. In the upper right-hand corner next to that edit button, you have a page options button. You can click on meta tags, and then you can go in, you can edit the description, you can edit the registration, and you can edit the meta tag data. That is a ton of information in 30 minutes. Here's the challenge for all of you. At the beginning of this, we talked about 1 hour a day until you get it to where you want it. No more than 2 weeks spent editing your website, 14 hours total. The place you're going to start is under the Designs tab, choosing your design and your layout, and then editing all your information. If you need to edit your photo and the information that is on your profile, you do that in your IQ office. You click on your name in the upper right-hand corner. You go to Profile, and you edit that information here. There's a section on the right-hand side that talks about your images. You can upload your image there. And then at the bottom is where you update your profile text and your video profile text. So you edit your profile in your IQ Office. Everything else you edit on the website itself. If you want to preview your changes, you can click log out, but every change that you make is live. So the only difference in the edit mode and the regular mode is the black bar at the top. And there are some display templates that allow you to hide sections. And in edit mode, you see that a section is hidden. Questions for me. Y'all have been really good about asking your questions all along the way too, by the way. Start by going to your website. You can find your website by clicking your name in the upper right-hand corner of IQ Office and going to website. Then once you're on your screen here, you're going to go to the very bottom of the screen and click on IQ Web Login. No, Elaine, that's a great question. So Elaine asked, is once you add a photo, does everyone in IQ Office have access to that photo? And the answer is no. Only you have access to the photos that you upload. So I uploaded this photo of me, and this photo will only show in my IQ upload. That's a great question. So Mark asked about adding your analytics, your Google Analytics code, and your Facebook pixel. In edit mode, underneath advanced, there is a section where you can put your Google Analytics tracking ID. If you don't know what that is or how to find it, there's a section below it that says to find out where your Google Analytics tracking ID is, click here, and you can get that. You put that tracking ID in, you push save, and it automatically saves to your site. Mark, I do not know in your Google Analytics, if you're asking about in your Google Analytics, if it's not working, that's something that I'm not familiar enough with to help you troubleshoot on this webinar. So you're not going to add that tracker ID in your Google Analytics. You're actually going to add that ID here underneath Google Analytics in this box. You're going to add that text right here and click OK, and then it's going to attach your Google Analytics to this website. So the challenge for you all is to get out your calendar, and for at least 2 days this week, put an hour on your calendar each day that you're going to go in and start working on editing your website. So 2 hours total this week, at least 2 separate days. If you want to do 30 minutes for 4 days, that's awesome. But at least 2 hours this week, go in, put it on your calendar. Once you put it on your calendar, I would challenge you to share it with the group when you're going to go in and work on your website. While you're working on that, I do want to just quickly share with you the resources you have for getting more information. The first one is our Facebook group. We do have a Facebook group, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. We also have a YouTube channel. And that YouTube channel has short informational videos. The other thing I like about the YouTube channel is that you can search. So there's a search bar here, and you can say, I want to search for website, and all the videos about how to edit your website will appear. And the last thing I want to include you in is if you're looking for our updated idea of when there are webinars coming up or what's going on with training, you can find that here. Awesome. So Elaine's working on it on Wednesday and Thursday. Mark, Sandra, Suzanne, Gary, Shelby, Josephine. When are you working on it? Awesome. Yes, Annette, you will be included in the recording. Don't worry. If there are no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and log out. Awesome. You will get a copy of this recording as soon as it's rendered. Thank you all for spending the 40 minutes with me this morning. And for those of you that spent a good 2 hours with me this morning, thank you for taking the time to learn the software to build your business.